Well, welcome everybody. Today we're going to talk about what it means to be a modern MSP and what CoreTech can do for you. My name is Rashad Anwar. I am the general manager of our MSP business here at CoreTech, and with me I have Tyler. Tyler, do you want to do a quick intro of yourself?
Tyler Hopperton, Chief Information Security Officer here at Cortec.
Awesome. Thank you, Tyler. And I'll first run through our agenda. And our agenda is here. Um, Really, today, let's dive right into what we define as a modern MSP, some of the business outcomes that we expect to deliver to our clients. Um, Talk about how an MSP like ours integrates AI into our delivery. A couple of examples there. A little bit about FinOps as well, which is really top of mind with a lot of cloud-based delivery. And then I'm really diving into some exciting stuff in terms of our AI factory, which really seeks to develop a true platform for delivering AI-based outcomes to your organization. And then Tyler's going to finish up and talk about how we secure that platform. So go off to the next slide. So why CoreTech and what is a modern MSP? In today's AI world, the rate of change has never been faster. And we believe here at CoreTech that the role of the MSP has changed also. For those of us that grew up racking and stacking servers, it's no longer just about keeping the lights on for infrastructure. Our role has to evolve to be closer and more impactful to the business. Our motto here at CoreTech is operate for today and innovate for tomorrow. So what are the components of this modern MSP? One is Azure first, not just Azure ready. CoreTech is a cloud-first managed service provider with deep expertise in AI, cloud, data, digital workspace, and security. But our secret sauce is really the combination of traditional MSP capabilities partnered with a true MSSP or security partner and backed by a consulting organization driving innovation within our clients. That's really our secret sauce. When we talk about Azure first, not just Azure ready, as one of the select few certified Azure expert MSPs worldwide, we're not just managing your infrastructure. We're really accelerating transformation within your business. We help you modernize, automate, and optimize your cloud environments with confidence, leveraging the full Azure ecosystem across compute, networking, identity, DevOps, and AI, while keeping FinOps at the forefront. The second piece, really, of any true modern MSP is 24/7 global operations, or follow the sun. Our follow the sun model ensures 24/7 coverage from strategic global locations across the US and India, enabling real-time monitoring, proactive incident response, and uninterrupted service delivery. No handoffs, no downtime, and no compromise across our teams. The outcome there is true always-on support, operational continuity, and consistent SLOs across worldwide. The third element is enterprise security, which is something Tyler is going to talk about in depth. As a certified MSSP, we embed security into every layer of our environment. Our Security Operations Center, or SOC, delivers continuous threat monitoring, incident response, vulnerability management, and compliance support aligned to NIST, SOC 2, PCI, or CMMC standards. The outcome there is a security posture that scales with you and audit readiness by default. Fourthly, it's really how are we pushing you forward? That's data and AI. We architect cloud-native data platforms and deliver AI solutions that will transform your business, from robotic process automation to Copilot, Copilot Studio, agentic AI, and machine learning. Our use cases will enable your business to reduce risk and cost, increase client satisfaction, and drive revenue. Internally, we use real-time dashboards, AI copilots, and live agents to move you from reactive to predictive to intelligent operations. The outcome there are actionable insights, smarter workflows, and accelerated innovation, especially around agentic AI. So why partner with us? What is this Azure Expert MSP? The Azure Expert MSP is a select group of MSP providers who've been certified by Microsoft. There's only a few across the world, and we were the fifth in this program back in 2018. The MAICCP support services designation, that's really Microsoft's AI cloud partners. And that's recognizing us for a superior support experience. It's really meant to separate out the tier one providers versus the tier two providers, who's really giving the best customer service. You all know about ISO, information security management, and data privacy. But one thing I'll ask Tyler, if you would give a quick pitch around ISO 42001, which I believe your team is going through as we speak.
That is correct. ISO 42001 is one of their organization's newer um, management certifications governing secure and responsible AI use and development. And that is something Cortec as an organization is actively pursuing.
Thanks, Tyler. I think as we talk more about AI, I think this is a key differentiator with us. I think we'll be one of the first in our space that will gain this certification, and will ensure that we're following all of the requirements, all of the security and governance requirements around managing AI. And then finally, we bring all of this. We bring your traditional managed service, you bring your security, you bring your AI factory, and you have a unified support model. One partner for cloud security and intelligence. Next up, what can you expect? What are the business outcomes that you can expect from a modern MSP? Obviously, access to the latest technologies. Cortec helps you stay current with modern tools, not just tools, but processes and best practices, whether it's secure backup solutions, automation, integrated vulnerability scanning, or AI platforms. From a scalability perspective, we change, we scale as you scale. As you bring in new applications, your business grows, your compliance needs change, we adjust accordingly. From a cost efficiency perspective, we'll talk about FinOps a little bit later, but it's really the predictable cost of an MSP. It's bringing efficiency through labor arbitrage, it's fractional resources, and it's a FinOps model that will drive down your consumption costs, which we're going to show you a little bit later. Our MSP gives you access to expertise. Now, Cortec was born as a consulting company 25 years ago, and that brings a deep, deep bench of experts that we have reached back to. Obviously, we're 24/7 support across the US and India, watching your environment around the clock, responding to alerts, resolving incidents, and keeping your system stable. Improve reliability and performance. That's what comes from that monitoring, that proactive monitoring, the ongoing maintenance. We reduce downtime and ensure your systems are running smoothly, helping operations stay efficient and uninterrupted. Enhanced security and compliance, I think with our ISO certifications in 27001, 27701, 42001, our SOC 2 compliance, the security controls are built into our services and ensure your compliance. Continuous improvement. Cortec is always refining our processes based on trends, metrics, lessons learned, bringing you the best-in-class service as standards evolved. Again, operating for today and innovating for tomorrow. But I think the relationship with our clients is very, very important, and that really does differentiate us from other partners or vendors. So just a quick little insight into how we use AI internally for our operations. AI assisted monitoring. Typically, you have your standard visibility into the environment where you're looking at logs, you're looking at alerts, you're looking at trends. But once an alert fires, Our engineers actually have the option to use an AI assistant within our tool. We use the Elastic platform, and this AI assistant has access to its own LLM as well as our knowledge repository, i.e., our knowledge base articles within ServiceNow. And between the LLM and our knowledge base, the AI assistant can suggest a course of action. With this and our AI capabilities in ServiceNow, we've empowered our frontline analysts and engineers to resolve issues faster and reduce our mean time to resolution. From from a cloud management platform, we use a tool called Insights, which has been developed in-house for the last 13 years, and it really focuses on three aspects of the cloud. Cost optimization gives you incredible visibility into your costs, which I'll show you in a second. It simplifies your governance of the environment, and it brings you automation capabilities that you can run from the platform itself. So as you can see, it gives you great visibility into your spend in Azure. It lets you manage all of your consumption, your users, policies, and subscriptions. One of the newest things that we've added to this is anomaly detection. So if your trend around storage spend has been around a certain threshold, and if it rises above that threshold, this anomaly detection will automatically alert you. The tool also lets you set budget alerts. It lets you do chargebacks and showbacks. And then again, there are many different areas here where you can deploy Azure resources using automation. You can request licenses, and you can open tickets with Cortex and look at real live updates to those tickets. Finally, the cost optimizations. These are real world cost savings that we've recommended to our clients in 2025. As you can see, they range anywhere from the hundreds to the hundreds of thousands. We like to say that we pay for ourselves in the savings that we drive. So the savings that we drive are very, very real using the cost optimizations as well as the visibility that the Insights tools gives you. Now, we do have a proprietary process to do our cost optimizations, but that process is done in the back end. It's delivered to our engineers who then apply context to it and deliver it to you for real business savings. So I'm going to shift a little bit to the concept of an AI factory and why AI factory and why is it important. What we're seeing across enterprises is that AI adoption is happening everywhere, but it's fragmented. Different departments buy different tools, upgrade SaaS SKUs like we've done on ServiceNow. They use public models, and over time, that creates real challenges around governance, security, and data trust. Our goal with the AI Factory is to give organization a single governed platform where AI use cases can be built, secured, and scaled without reinventing the wheel every time. Before I dive into the AI Factory, let me share a couple slides for some context. This is Microsoft's journey to the frontier firm, and it really highlights the different types of ways that we're using AI. In phase one, it's really human with assistant, where every employee in your organization has a digital assistant to do the work they currently do, but more efficiently and more effectively. Phase two Phase two is human-led agents. This is where digital labor and digital workforce are born. Human-led agents are where an individual has a fleet of agents that they can call upon to do certain tasks. For example, a facilitator agent that takes notes live, keeps my meetings on track, adds agenda, or a researcher agent um, creates me an end-to-end point of view for my customer. Phase three is really the human-led, is fully autonomous, carrying out full end-to-end workflow with human in the loop, an agent that can pull the right data, read and evaluate it, make decisions, and take actions with human interactions. Now, we also want to draw a very clear distinction between assistants and agents. Assistants like ChatGPT or Copilot respond when prompted. They're useful, but they don't have purpose or accountability. Agents are different. Agents have a defined role. They understand the data they're allowed to access. They know what outcomes they're responsible for, and they operate within guardrails. Over time, agents move from being human initiated to operating autonomously on triggers while still reporting back to a human owner. That's the maturity journey we're building toward, and that's what the AI factory will deliver. So, quick look at a typical AI adoption roadmap. We see many organizations are in phase one, venturing into phase two, but thinking hard about how to build that foundation. This is what we want to bring to you today. This is the foundation that will standardize your organization's delivery of AI into the future with scaled agentic operations. There we go. This is our AI factory model, or what we call our reference architecture. This is what allows us to standardize, secure, and govern a platform that allows us to scale our AI operations. And everything here starts with data. Our reference architecture uses Fabric, Microsoft Fabric as a lakehouse, bringing structured and unstructured data into a single governed platform. We apply medallion architecture, bronze, silver, gold, so raw data can be ingested safely, refined through transformation, and ultimately promoted to a trusted gold layer. Critically, agents are trained and operate against curated data, not raw sources. So AI decisions are made from a single version of the truth. It's very, very important in terms of the answers and the output from AI. Secondly, once data is governed, we focus on how the agents retrieve it. We typically pair the lakehouse with search and retrieval mechanisms so agents can work over large data sets with precision and citation. This is especially important in regulatory environments where an agent must show where an answer came from, not just provide the answer. Here we use AI search and RAG indexing. On top of the data foundation is the agent layer. We use Azure AI Foundry and AI agents to define agent purpose, memory, permissions, and behavior. Some agents are single purpose, others are multi-agent systems where one agent generates output, another may validate policy or security, and another manages escalation. Agents can be human initiated or triggered automatically, but they always operate within defined guardrails. And this is where we use Azure AI Foundry, Azure AI agents, multi-agent orchestration, and event-driven execution. Another key piece here is the observability, security, and change management. And Tyler's going to talk a little bit more about the security, but this is where we capture prompts, responses, decisions, and agent behavior so teams can understand what happened, why it happened, and how to improve it. From a change management perspective, agents follow enterprise standards, often integrated with existing ITSM like ServiceNow and governance processes. So AI evolves under the same controls as the rest of the platform. The takeaway here is simple. AI success isn't about using the right model this quarter. It's about building a platform that can absorb change, support new agents, and maintain trust over time. The AI factory gives you that foundation, so AI becomes a sustainable capability, not a collection of disconnected experiments, you might call them. Once the foundation exists, the real value comes from repeatability. We don't rebuild pipeline security or integrations for every use case. Instead, we reuse the same building blocks here. Data ingestion, storage, search, governance, and instead we focus engineering effort on the agent's role and behavior. That's how you can support very different use cases, either sales insights, documentation generation, financial analysis, but using the same factory, using the same underlying platform. From a delivery standpoint, organizations really engage with us in stages. Sometimes we start with our envisioning and rapid prototypes to build alignment and confidence. In other cases, clients come in with a very clear use case and want to build the factory first. The factory itself is typically established over a multi-month engagement. Ongoing support for the next 18 months through an MSP model is delivered through a consulting as a service model, which provides flexibility as models, tools, and requirements change, because AI is still evolving too quickly for rigid traditional models. The key takeaway is this: the AI success isn't about a single model or agent. It's about building a governed platform where agents can be created, evolved, and trusted over time. This is what our AI factory is designed to do, and why it becomes a foundation for long-term scalable AI adoption rather than a series of disconnected experiments. I'd like to segue now. We've talked about the AI roadmap. We've talked about the different assistants, agents. We've talked about our factory. But a key component of this is really around AI security. And I'd like Tyler to spend a few minutes to talk about the AI threat surface. Tyler?
Yeah, thank you, Rashad. So when we're talking about how do we secure AI, we first have to think about what are the threats against our AI systems. And some of them are, your tried and true kind of traditional attack types. There's always going to be attempts to steal data, compromise the infrastructure underlying that's where your AI system is being hosted. But then we have kind of our new flavors of attacks that are unique within the AI landscape. Something like prompt injection attacks, where we're trying to either trick the AI agent into either divulging information it shouldn't, or doing something, taking an action that it shouldn't be taking, all the way down to on the excess assumption side, or as some people are kind of lovingly calling it, denial of wallet, where attackers aren't trying to do anything other than make sure your API token limits are expensed so you don't have anything to actually serve your clients. So when we look at how do we protect against ourselves around these types of attacks, we really want to look at it from what are all of the different layers that encompass AI. On top or underneath the AI itself, we have kind of your traditional infrastructure architecture. You have your application, your identity, the infrastructure the AI is being hosted on, and obviously the data itself. All of those have their own unique attack surface. And as such, we have to think about how do we protect and monitor these individual layers of AI holistically. If you don't mind, Rashad, jumping over. So this is kind of a view of how CoreTech is approaching AI security. It's a blend of new and old techniques you can kind of think of. Everything from, are we performing traffic inspection and filtering at the network layer, at the application layer? For the infrastructure side of things, do we have proper endpoint or workload security detection in place and up to date? For the application itself, are we properly sanitizing the inputs, performing rate limiting, all of your traditional application firewall options as well? And then when we get to the AI, native side of the house, that's where some of these AI guardrails and grounding come into place, where we're trying to protect the AI from those jailbreak attempts, trying to prevent someone, for threat actors, from getting that AI agent to do something it's not supposed to be doing, or divulging information it's not supposed to be doing. And all of that kind of gets wrapped up into, in order to properly secure AI, we need to be able to monitor, observe that AI, and kind of those core tenets is transparency around AI and explainability. And that's where, uh, if you don't mind, Rashad, kind of how, that core tech approach of how are we securing AI and all of the different components of that. Rashad, if you can hit next, there should be a, yep. So this is kind of how, core tech envisions and how in practice, how core tech is applying security to every layer of AI. It's your traditional identity security, endpoint security protections, application development, web application firewalls, threat exposure management. All of these unique, disparate, potentially in some minds, approaches to security need to come to play when we're talking about AI security. AI is amalgamation of a little bit of everything when it comes to infrastructure, what it can touch, what it can do. So we need to be thinking about security in a similar way. We need, a whole of mind, whole of state approach to security. We can't just be looking at individual layers anymore, or else something's going to get through in one of the others. And on the kind of foundation of that is proper governance and controls defining what is responsible use of AI, what is secure use of AI mean to an organization. And that's where our work with the ISO 42001 standard and our consulting work, helping in part of that factory model, where we're bringing those governance controls to our clients, to help provide that secure, governed, transparent foundation to AI.
Thank you, Tyler. So I know we're probably a little bit over time, but I wanted to thank everybody. Hope we've given you something to think about in terms of what a modern MSP can and should bring to your organization, by wrapping, our traditional MSP capabilities with security and data and AI. Thank you, everyone. Hope you have a great day.